Hi guys, my name's Steph and this is Indara Farms. Welcome to our garden. We are in growing zone 9B and we are in a semi-arid climate with quite a low rainfall, sometimes only receiving 330 mils of rain a year. So we have some tough conditions to contend with here, and this is my first garden tour, week 1 summer, with lots more different videos coming up soon. So I've been studying permaculture now for the last few years, and we have just implemented some of my design. We have a lot more still to implement, but I thought I would take you guys along on the journey now that we have a little bit to show, and hopefully share with you guys what we're learning along the way, and you guys will get something out of it from us sharing. So let's start at the top of my garden, which is actually my chicken coop and runs. I designed this so I would have one center coop and 4 different runs coming off of the center coop. I'm getting the chickens to work with me and help me grow some garden, and in return they'll get to come in and eat the leftovers. So we'll start up here and show you what we've got growing on. Out the front here I've got some geraniums and some passion fruit vines planted. I'm hoping that one day the passion fruit vines will cover this whole trellis and provide some protection to the chickens from this extreme north facing position. So it all faces north. As you can see, the sun is just going and setting in the west at the moment. So let's come in here and have a look. So coming into the chook runs, I have planted out 2 chook runs. We'll start in the second one, which is the most current plantings. Most of this, except for some rock melon seedlings that I bought, has been just direct sown. So over here we have some watermelon, some corn, a fig tree here, which I'm hoping will grow up and provide some nice shade for the chickens and some figs for me. We've got another little watermelon over there. We've got the wattle, the golden wreath wattle, which I'm going to use as a chop and drop mulch and fodder for the chooks as it gets bigger. We have got a olive tree growing here, which is going to also provide some shade for the chickens. And we have planted some cucumbers along here. These ones are the little pickling cucumbers. You can see it there. So this chicken run is brand new. So they were only in here over winter, and I'm sure over time it's just going to get better and better and better for us. So we have some zucchini plants here, 4 zucchinis, and we've got some little rock melons right here. So this is chook run 2, growing really well considering it's all just brand new. And this is the original chook run that I planted. So we've had the odd sunflower in here, which is now flowered, and I'm waiting for some seed. I've got some lavender planted, which is a medicinal for chickens, and I'll protect when they come back in here. We've also got some wormwood up here, which is also a medicinal bush for chickens, and that'll hopefully grow up and into a hedge and provide some shelter to this run. We've got some green mini pop corn. Now this isn't looking that great because it is at the top of the hill and all the nutrients seem to run down the hill, but I think we might still get a few little green mini popcorns out of it. Okay, we've got the Queensland blue pumpkins growing here. Lots of leaves, no pumpkins. Not gonna lie, a bit disappointed so far. Hopefully they start producing some pumpkins for me. We have got the spaghetti squash pumpkins on this side. We've got some glass gem corn on this side. I'm really excited to see how this one comes along. The colours in this corn are absolutely beautiful. We have another spaghetti squash, and this one's actually producing some good squash. And on the other side, we have the old gold corn, I think. No, sorry, this one's the Balinese gold corn. Yes, it's looking sad. We have had some extreme heat these last few weeks, 40 plus degrees, wind, and this is looking more barbecued than I would like. But hopefully we will still get some corn on the cob out of it. Fingers crossed. So that is part one of my garden, which is the chook run garden. Okay, so we've just walked out of the chicken run gardens and we'll start with this top bed. So this bed here is 4 meters by 4 meters wide. It's got watermelons in there at the moment, and they are just starting to set some fruit, which I'm so very excited for. So we've got these watermelons, we've got some potatoes that were here from winter that have decided to grow. I must have missed a couple. We have this plant here, which is called Bean Lab Lab. Don't see many beans on it at the moment. I think the birds have had a peck at this one. I am seeing some pumpkins though on the sugar pumpkin vines. We have one in here. Check out that one. We have another one on the other side. Let's hop in the bed. Some more watermelon. Some more watermelon there. So here we go. Got another pumpkin. We've got another pumpkin in there. Does anyone know when to actually pick these ones? It's the first time I'm growing them. They are supposed to be small sugar pumpkins and they're a good size. They're the size of my hand. Can you give me some advice on those? Are they ready now? Should I wait a little bit longer? Do they change a bit more colour? We have these watermelons. That's the potatoes growing in amongst the watermelons. So that is my largest garden bed. Not super full at the moment. None of my beds are reticked, and this one I think, yeah, I didn't really do much amendments to the soil and it was just drying out too much for all my watermelons to produce. Okay, so let's start on the second garden bed. So these ones are the 7 meters long by 1.2 meters wide. I had some beautiful sunflowers. Unfortunately, they've passed their prime. Now just leaving them for seed. We have what's growing and what's crazy and what looks super lush there is called an African horned cucumber. Yep. No idea. We'll have to let you know when that actually starts to fruit, what that tastes like. Just thought it would be something cool that I've never seen before. And I figured, hey, if it grows in Africa where it's hot, it might grow here where it's hot. So we'll give it a go. Along here, we've got some globe artichokes. So we've got 3 of those planted. We've got some lettuce planted. And on these trellises, we have some rock melons and some watermelons in there. We're coming up to some spring onions, which I just keep cutting, leaving the roots in, and just cut when I want to eat them. We have a tomato. So I have to tell you about my tomatoes, guys. I have a major pest here, which is a 28 parrot, and they like to come in and just destroy my tomato plants. They're not after the tomatoes. They just eat the stems down to nothing. So this tomato was up to here. I kid you not, it was right at the top. And now it's down here. And you can see where they've just gnawed the tomato down to nothing. And that's pretty much on most of my tomatoes. It's pretty heartbreaking, but we'll have to come up with a solution to that problem. So that's also why you see DVDs around. No, I'm not watching Peppa Pig in the garden. Those DVDs are supposed to be a deterrent to these parrots because apparently they don't like shiny things. And for the most part, it has worked. But there are certain times in the day that they just come in and it mustn't be as shiny and they just do a hell of a lot of damage. So I will come up with a plan, but we'll keep going. So we've got zucchinis along here. There we go. Got some zucchinis growing. On the other side we have, I think I've just direct sown some more watermelons. We've got another beautiful tomato plant that was annihilated. Yep. Sugar baby watermelons and these crazy African horned cucumbers. All right, hopefully the light's not too bad and that's all working and you can see that all right. So going up the second garden bed, let's have a look. So we've got some more sugar baby watermelons. We have some cucamelons starting to grow. They've only just started to take off. I'm not sure if we're going to get anything from them, but we'll see. We've still got quite a few months left of warm weather, so we might do. We've got some rock melons along here that are just starting to take off. And we have some more destroyed tomato plants. I know. Beetroot, random beetroot, because that's what was planted there over winter. At the end of the beds we have some zinnias that are just about to start flowering. Some more finished sunflowers, they were beautiful. I have planted some beans. And here we go. Down this aisle. So we have tomatoes, beautiful tomatoes that I direct seeded and grew from seeds being annihilated by parrots. We have basil going to flower, more tomatoes, more destruction. How sad. We have marigolds, another tomato, more tomatoes, basil, marigold, some more beans tucked in there. We have this amazing tomato plant here, which was actually a volunteer and grew over winter. It was as tall as the trellis. I'm trying to get a picture so you can see it there. But, yep, unfortunately the parrots have taken a good chomp on that one too. But you know what, guys? It's still producing loads and loads and loads of fruit. Like, can you see all those fruits in there? is just amazing. So fingers crossed we can still get some fruits off that. I'm just letting it do its thing now. It's not doing any harm. We'll see how we go. Tucked in there is some more basil. Another tomato plant that's hidden amongst those crazy African horned cucumbers. Hopefully the birds don't find this one and I might actually get some tomatoes. You never know, hey? If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Okay, so the sun is starting to set now, but hopefully we can finish all this. So we've got some zinnias on the end here. We've got some more sunflowers. See, even the sunflowers aren't deterring the birds. Like, there's seed right there, guys. But no, you'll attack my tomatoes. Here we have some more sad tomatoes. See, look, that's just them. But, yes. Up this end of the garden bed, we just have beetroot on this side, which is actually starting to get a bit past it. I need to come and harvest some. I saw one this morning. Oh my god, it was huge. Look at that one, guys. It is like the size of my hands. Yes, need to harvest the beetroot and make some pickled beetroots. We have some more sunflowers at the end of this bed. We have some zinnias. This one's actually starting to flower, which is looking beautiful. Love all the different colours on the zinnias. We have more basil and tomatoes planted. And we have some more watermelons. And look at this one, guys. So these ones I've protected with some cage because one of these I'm in a competition with over on Instagram. So that's the one behind it, which is growing really well. And I was like, pretty competitive, not going to let the birds beat me on that one. But look at these tomatoes. These are white tomatoes. They are actually like white. How cool are they? I'm pretty sure this variety is called Ice, if you wanted to check it out. And they're, yay, I'm getting fruit because the birds haven't found them. So we'll leave that cage over there as a temporary solution. Might have to cage my whole garden. Alright, so we have this competition tomato, and that one is called, I can't pronounce it properly, Res Tomate, I think. I'm going to get crucified probably. I don't think that's right, but anyway, it is growing tall, and I did notice some flowers, so we might get some fruit soon. Okay, more basil, some cosmos. Aren't they looking gorgeous? Love the colour of these. Look, they are white, yellow centre with the pink, just a touch of pink around the outside. Beautiful. Some marigolds, might get some flowers soon. More tomatoes, some basil that's flowering. More tomatoes. Yep, we're not going to talk about all the damage. Tomatoes, basil, pretty much all basil and tomatoes along here. This awesome kick-ass tomato plant. Just keep cheering it on. Okay, turning around this garden bed. So this one at the end has got some awesome zucchinis hanging out of it. You can see those there. A huge tomato plant tucked in there. What else has it got? Beans near the tomatoes, and I think it's got some zinnias, maybe some basil in there too. And what you can see hanging over the edge there is cucumbers, Armenian cucumbers. So let's go this side. So this is the zucchinis. They were producing really well. Not sure if I've got anything in there at the moment or if we've picked it all. We've got, like I said, some zinnias popping through there. We've got tomato with damage, but it is trying to set some fruit. So fingers crossed we get something. Some zinnias that are finished flowering. And check out these cucumbers. Apparently these are quite prolific. I'm really excited. So look, they're just starting to put on some little babies. So hopefully we'll have some cucumbers soon. My kids will just eat cucumbers straight, flat out, like, yeah. And coming up we have this beautiful one. I'm pretty sure this is another Cosmo, but look at the colours on this one. It's so pretty. I'm not sure the camera's doing it justice. It's a beautiful pink with the yellow. Super pretty. Okay, at the end of this bed we have some pretty damaged tomatoes and some kale that I'm actually trying to get to go to seed. So we'll skip over to this top garden bed where we've got some corn. Yay! This one is the variety called Old Gold. In amongst the corn I have got some rock melons, and this variety is called Eden's Gem. And you can see it there, starting to actually use the corn as a trellis and grow up to get some sunlight. So this corn is also looking a bit dry because of this hot weather that we've had, but hopefully we still get something out of it. I keep checking this corn, so I've peeled it back a little bit. That's why it's tied a bit funny. So I keep seeing if it's ready. It's not ready yet. All the little kernels haven't formed yet, so I'll have to be patient a little bit longer. And there's some more rock melons underplanted with those. Okay, this garden bed. This is a good little shot, this end of the garden. So we've got some chilies. These ones I bought as seedlings because I was slack and just didn't have the chance to raise these. So all of these ones I did buy as little seedlings, but they're all doing really well. We've got chilies, we've got eggplants, we have got some capsicums, more capsicums, and a random, I hope it's watermelon, but I didn't plant watermelon here. I'm worried that it could be a weed. So we'll check that. Hey, this bed here, we have some potatoes. Potatoes are all doing really well. These were just ones that were sprouting in my cupboard, so I can't tell you the variety, but doing cool. Actually, oh wow, look, they're just starting to flower, which normally they flower, die back, and we'll have some potatoes hopefully. How pretty is the potato flower? Gorgeous. Now this one here is a Brussels sprout that I left the roots in to die, and it decided, no, I'm going to live, which is fine. Wrong season, but I had massive pest attacks on my Brussels sprouts when they were growing in the right season, and now look, I'm getting Brussels sprouts. So that'll be cool if that actually grows a bit bigger. Okay. This is Coco, our little kitten. Come out for a little play in the garden before she goes in for bed. Little cutie. Moving on from the potatoes, we have this little flower bed and a little bee waterer. As you can see, lots of bees coming in for a drink, especially this time of day. So this is mainly just for the pollinators. Looking a little bit dry, a bit sad. I need to get in there and give it some love. I have got some thyme growing in the end part here, as in the herb thyme. I'm hoping that that just ends up being quite happy there and takes over. We've got some lavender, which I grew from cuttings. Like I said, look at all those bees coming in for a good drink. On this side we have some lettuce. We also have some more capsicums. This amazing silver beet plant. If that ever goes to seed, I'll definitely save some seed off that, because that is just an amazing producer. And we have one of the last sunflowers to flower. Isn't it beautiful? So nice and bright yellow. So cheery in the garden. Hi guys, so that's it for the garden tour this week. This is my first video, so it would mean the world to me if you would like to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but if you hit the subscribe button, it just means that you'll get notified the next time I do a video. I'm hoping that I'm going to do garden tours once a week, and I should be able to do that all year round because we can grow all year round here. So give me a thumbs up, let me know in the comments what you thought, if there's anything that you would like to see in the future. And that's my kids, so I better go. Okay, thanks guys, bye.